coming to you live, basically on this cricket show, on this normally a daily cricket show. Unfortunately, I'm not living up to the the epithet of the live cricket show. What I'm going to look at today is two that happened yesterday. One is the match between England and New Zealand, which was the third T20 match of the five-match series. The series is absolutely alive, with New Zealand absolutely performing a heist there when England looked like definitely clinching the third T20 match. But there was a stage there by New Zealand where 5 wickets fell down for 10 runs, and it was all over for England, and New Zealand won that match. I'll be talking about that. We'll look at some salient features there, and also the match between Australia and Pakistan, which was, I would have to say, definitely Australia won it. Australia got their, the first match was no result. So Australia have taken the lead in the T20 series against Pakistan. Partners. What it shows is that Babar Azam has very quickly adapted to the responsibility of not only being a captain of the team, but also as a player. Once again carved a 50. And for Aussies, now the talking 151 runs for the Aussies to action to that as he really carved the Pakistan batting in a very, very classic manner, as he reeled out 11 boundaries and 1 6 and an unbeaten knock of 80 runs of just 51 deliveries. And the match was Australia's, as Australia won by 7 wickets. So first, we are going to talk about the New Zealand versus England match. We are talking about the third T20, and let's have a look at what happened. So New Zealand were the ones who actually batted first, and they put on 180 for 7 on the board. Martin Guptill was absolutely strokeful. He went after the bowling of the Curran brothers and started scorching them for boundaries in a very, very pugnacious manner, as Guptill collected. But definitely Colin Munro was the first victim, as he was out for just 6 runs of 8 deliveries. Martin Guptill, as I said, was a pugnacious innings of 33 of 17 deliveries, which included 7 wonderful boundaries. Seaford once again failed with the bat. Matt Parkinson, the leg spinner, was given an opportunity. Two persons who actually made their debut for England. One was the very, very talented, picked up his maiden wicket when Tim Seaford, who normally likes to do the reverse slog sweep, he attempted that, and the result was that the ball had rolled onto the leg stump with the bat and pad gap there. So Seaford once again failing with the bat. But the man who really, really turned it on from that point on was Colin de Granholm. He took it upon himself. He once again showed fours included in that. Neesham collected 20 of 15, 2 fours, 1 6. Santos was run out for 15, and Saudi for 1. So, but New Zealand definitely, thanks to Granholm, who played that nice knock, went on to a winning total eventually. It was 180 for 7 on the board. If you look at the bowling there, Sam Curran, 4 overs, no maiden, 1 for 29. Tom Curran, somewhat similar, 4 overs, no maiden, 2 for 29. Mahmood, once again, showing that it is going to take some time for him to really know what international T20 is all about, as he was carted for 49 runs of 4 overs. And he seemed to have really struggling in this T20 series for sure. Brown, I would say there was a semblance of respectability in Brown's figures from 2 overs for 30 the other day. He improved to 4 overs, 1 for 34. Matt Parkinson, unfortunately, could get just 2 overs, but he had already picked up his maiden T20 wicket there of Tim Seaford. And Lewis Gregory, 2 overs, cost him 19. Now, it was all about the chase of the New Zealand team. And this match, so England started. It was very exciting to see Tom Banton walk in, and Tom Banton and David Mallon walked in, and Tom Banton immediately got into business right from ball one, as he hit a few boundaries and then send Ferguson over the square leg boundary for a six, which he normally does. But then Blair and he missed it. He missed it completely. He had gone far across the line of the stumps, and the England debutant was walking back to the pavilion after making a quick 18 of just 10 deliveries, including 2 fours and 1 6. He was gone. Mallon was joined by Vince, and then it was stability was in real prime touch as he was hitting those boundaries. At the other end, James Vince was also doing a fairly a good job, one could say. At the other, started moving at a, as if you look at it, the asking rate for England to win the match was at 9 runs, and they were going at more than 9 runs, more than 9 and a tick per over, and that went on. And finally, the contribution was Mallon made 55 of 34 deliveries, 8 fours and 1 6. Vince making 49 of 39, 4 fours and 1 6. And then Morgan was joined in by Ben. But Morgan, when Morgan perished, the thing started happening. I mean, David Mallon was out in the score on 90 in the 11th over. Morgan perished when the score was 139 for 3. But they have nothing to really worry about, even though Morgan departed. He picked the man at the fence there. Morgan was out to the bowling of Santa for 18 of 13 deliveries with 2 sixes. But after that, there was still hope because Sam Billings was still at the crease, Vince was at the crease. But then things started happening for New Zealand. From 139 for 3 in the Gregory still to come. But unfortunately, the calculations going absolutely awry. One could again Sam Billings and Sam Curran failing. In fact, Sam Billings being run out for 1. Sam Curran was a victim of the bowling of Ferguson for 2. Ferguson picking 2 wickets in one particular over when he dismissed. In fact, he picked up Sam Curran's wicket, and then Gregory was cleaned by Ferguson for 0. Billings got himself run out, and finally it was too much for Tom Curran to do. But Tom Curran, all that he could do is he could muster 14 runs of 10 balls with 1 huge 6. It was all over. The final tally, and as I said, it was a heist which was created, which was really propagated by the Kiwi. Definitely, I think they really shot themselves into the foot there. Tim Southey, 4 overs, none for 28. Lockie Ferguson, as usual, he's become a wicket-taking bowler now. 4 overs, no more than 25. Blair Tickner also bowled excellently, I thought. 4 overs, 225. He saw the 3 overs, 1 for 30. Santner, 4 overs, 141. And Neesham, 1 over for 16. And the man of the match going to the grand home for his exploits with the bat. Now, let's have a look at the next game. The next game that we are speaking about is the game between Australia and Pakistan. Now, Australia and Pakistan, as you know, the first and absolute who were the ones who batted first. Once again, Fakhar Zaman showing that he definitely is struggling in this particular tourney. So Fakhar Zaman was the first to go out for 2. And then Haris Sohail, once again disappointed, cotton ball Richardson for 6. Mohammad Rizwan could not do much. He was gone for 14. To the spinner Ashton Agar, Asif Ali had taken, Agar had taken Asif Ali as well. As Asif Ali, as you know, is a big hitter of the ball, tried to hit himself out of trouble, and the ball went to the long on region where Cummins actually taking the catch just before the ball. He could put his leg on the rope. So, and this was happening. The Pakistan captain was absolutely cool under the circumstances. He was playing himself in, and he was not. It was enough to play some strokes. It was only due to Babar Azam the Pakistan captain, that the Pakistan scoreboard was moving a bit, and it was not looking respectable for sure. And this was going on, and now it was very essential that Babar Azam some six, and Iftikhar Ahmed was putting the ball in the gaps. In fact, I would say he had definitely, probably the Aussies might have not expected this from Iftikhar Ahmed, and I'm sure he caught them really unawares with his wonderful batting skills. Has he clubbed an unbeaten 62 of 34 deliveries? In fact, Babar Azam, but there was some at the score when the score reached 106 in the 16th over, and when one looked like Pakistan were going to go into the onslaught there, and Babar Azam was a victim. Now this was an unbelievable throw from David Warner. Actually, he reached this. This was his 12th ODI, sorry, T20 50. And in fact, Babar's spearing dive did not really help, because Warner, what a throw from Warner. I mean, picking up from deep mid-wicket and just, it's a whipping throw coming from him. And Babar Azam was gone. And the 16th over, the Pakistan scored, and Babar Azam's contribution was 50 of 38 balls, 6 fours. Now, Iftikhar Ahmed's onus was on him, and 44 runs were 44 runs were added after that. In 4 were absent. As said, the Aussie fielding setup was a bit rattled by the way Iftikhar Ahmed hit the ball. As Iftikhar Ahmed finished on an unbeaten 62 of 34 deliveries, 5 fours and 3 sixes. Wasim was run out. Even Wasim was run out for 11. That was for them. Bob Riaz was not, but finally for 6. The bowling, Mitchell Starc, 4 overs, none for 25. Richardson was costly, as Iftikhar Ahmed decided to go after Kane Richardson in a big manner. 4 overs, no made him 1 for 51. Cummins was excellent, I thought, with the ball. 4 overs, the left-arm spinner. Now, let's have a look at the Australian innings. Now, Australia started the chase of Pakistan. They needed 151 runs. And let's see what happened. David Warner and Aaron Finch opened the innings, but definitely today it was the Pakistan bowlers actually striking pretty quickly. In fact, the first wicket to go was David Warner. Mohammad Amir actually got him clean bowled with a length delivery. In fact, Warner probably going for a booming drive, missed it altogether, and he was clean bowled by Mohammad Amir for 20 of 11 deliveries with 4 boundaries. Aaron Finch left for 17. His wicket was taken by the tall, lanky Mohammad Irfan. As the other day, as you know, Finch really started smashing Irfan. But today, Irfan, I would say, would have been very happy to get Finch's wicket, as he wanted to put it through the offside. He wanted to probably carve the delivery through the vacant slip region. But it didn't really come off, and it was out. And so that was the time when the score at 48-2, and Pakistan looked like probably getting into the game at that stage, with Stephen Smith and Ben McDermott joining in. But then Ben McDermott was a victim of the bowling of Ahmed Wasim for 21. But it was all about Stephen Smith. What an innings Stephen Smith played. They didn't have Glenn Maxwell, so definitely the onus was on Smith. With all the other, with Alex Carey was still to come, and Alan Turner had come. But what a knock from Stephen Smith. He absolutely climbed into the Pakistan bowlers, and it was a majestic knock, one thought. It was oozing with class, and the strokes that he played was with gay abandon. And what strokes he played. I mean, look at his knock. When Australia won the match, the score read 151 for 3 in 18.3 overs. The contribution from Stephen Smith shining like a beacon there in that innings, not out on 80 of just 51 deliveries, which included 11 beautiful boundaries and 1 6. Tremendous knock from Stephen Smith, and that was the second T20. So that was the win for into this 3-match series. So basically, there's only one. I think it would be all over. Now let's have a look at the bowling. Irfan was the pick. 4 overs, none for 25. And Wahab Riaz, unfortunately, could not get his bearings at all. He got smashed for 33 of his 3 overs. Stephen Smith taking a liking to Wahab Riaz's bowling as he played his strokes, as I said, with gay abandon. And that was really, really a majestic innings from Stephen Smith. And, well, we all know, because the man of the match, it was none other than Stephen Smith. Well, dear fans, friends, subscribers, a pleasure bringing you this cricket show, Cricket Happenings. I'm happy that on the weekday, normally I don't come on air, but I think I'm very happy to have come here and spoken a few words on this cricket show. I hope you all liked it. With this being said, I think it's time for me to wind up this cricket show. As and when, if at all, I definitely have time on the weekdays, I would definitely come. But so definitely have a look at my Twitter, my cricket website, www.cricket-status.com is my cricket website. And so your company, and thanks for your tremendous support to this cricket show. This is your host Ram, bidding you all a very good night here from my studios. Thank you.